evening and welcome to tonight's regional news. Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, has confirmed that Trinidad and Tobago does not qualify for a share of the 500 million vaccines promised by the United States to the COVAX facility. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley also referred to the vaccines promised by the U.S. during Saturday's COVID-19 media briefing, saying that it was not a promise that had not materialized yet. However, he noted that, I quote, "We have not seen anything come through, and we don't know if we will be qualified," end of quote. While the Prime Minister was unsure on whether TNT would qualify for the donated doses, the Gavi officially confirmed that as a self-financing part of the COVAX facility, TNT was out of the running for the donated jabs. In Barbados, there is no more curfew and entertainment restrictions have been eased. This was the news announced on Saturday by Prime Minister Mia Motley as she updated the country on the major changes to the upcoming COVID-19 directives to take effect on June 13. The change, she said, would usher in an end to the Thursday to Sunday curfew, as well as the resumption of parties with a capacity of 150 people. Attendees must be vaccinated or have received a negative PCR test 48 hours prior to the event. There is also consideration being given to a return to spectator sports by July 16. Motley also disclosed that Barbados would once more be instituting a regional travel bubble for vaccinated tourists from jurisdictions determined to be low risk by the Ministry of Health and Wellness. In Cuba, the head of the Center for State Control of Medicines, Equipment and Medical Devices, CESMED, says a clinical trial on a COVID-19 vaccination for children is currently underway and is progressing satisfactorily. The first anti-COVID-19 research in children and adolescents, compiled with a rigorous approval process 7 weeks after the dossier was submitted to the regulatory authority. The health authorities said that the study will be carried out sequentially. After the first week of immunization, blood tests will be performed to determine the safety of the product to request the approval of the Cuban regulatory agency, CESMED, with a view to continue with the group from 3 to 11 years of age and to continue towards phase 2 with a greater number of adolescents. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves says the impact of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic and the recent eruption of the La Soufriere volcano on the education system will be felt in 10 years. According to Gonsalves, it is important for students to return to the classroom as soon as possible. Otherwise, by the middle of this century, most of the 40-year-olds would be significantly affected by what is taking place currently. He said that the nation is already, I quote, "seeing the problems of those who have missed out on the education evolution," end of quote. Students were scheduled to return to the physical classroom on April 12, but the explosive eruption of the volcano has placed that on hold, as many of the schools were used as emergency shelters. As of last Sunday, June 13, 61 shelters remained active with 2,169 occupants, down from about 7,000 displaced people at the peak. And finally, in Jamaica, the Olympic sprinter Usain Bolt has become a father to twin boys, Thunderbolt and St. Leo Bolt. Bolt, 34, and his partner Casey Bennett announced the news in a Father's Day Instagram post with a lightning bolt emoji next to each of their 3 children's names. The couple have a daughter, Olympia Lightning, aged 1. While Thunderbolt is a clear play on words, St. Leo is the middle name of the Jamaican athlete considered the greatest sprinter of all time. The choice of the children's names took social media by storm. That was all for tonight's regional news. Thanks for joining.